kind of aggression relief. We're having a smashing time in Harrogate.
With a high-flying husband.
And his high standards wife.
I just want them in, do it as quick as possible, and then we move in.
Finding the fairy tale home for these two.
I think rather like Goldilocks. She might be quite fussy.
Could turn into a nightmare for us.
We had to try, didn't we? It is a nice house.
When corporate high-flying leaves family life grounded, it's time for a new destination.
For Johnny and Lynsay Davis, that means buying 2 properties could be the way forward.
With a family home in Harrogate and a pied-à-terre in the capital, they're hoping to create a better life for themselves and their sons, Bailey and Rafferty.
Johnny and Lynsay Davis have been living it up in the capital for the last 10 years, and they've had a ball. But 2 small boys later, the bright lights of London town have lost their sparkle.
Johnny's an MD for an international insurance firm, and Lynsay's just given up work in preparation for the move. Johnny's job takes him all over Europe, the Middle East, and to the city so nice they named it twice, New York.
I spend about half my time working with colleagues in the US, which means trips out there.
Sounds glam and great for the air miles, but the reality is Johnny's work schedule is, in a word, erratic. And over the last few years, work life and family life have become a blur.
You know, I'm very committed to my job, but I do find it difficult to switch off sometimes.
With Johnny's ever-increasing workload and 2 young boys to look after, Lynsay's reached the end of the line.
Since Rafferty was born, I've become increasingly lonely, and I've just got to the point now where I need some family around me, and I just want a better quality of life for all of us.
So they've got a plan. They're trading the home of high fashion for the home of high teas and heading 200 miles north to Harrogate, well known for its excellent schools and cafe culture high street. No wonder Lynsay loves it. With the summer housing market starting to sizzle, we've got a working brief in hand, so we're getting a head start.
Whilst I hit the ground running with Lynsay near their Battersea home.
Well, Speedy, the Harrogate market is moving faster than you ever could, so don't go exhausting yourself. I need you back in one piece.
Ah, come on, we'll have a rest. I've had enough. Aren't you going to miss all of this, Battersea? I mean, it's right in the thick of things.
Yeah, but been here, been in Battersea 5 years, been in London 10 years, and ready for a change now, really.
Yeah. 2 small boys, how have you been coping with that in London?
Not so bad when Bailey was first born, but since Rafferty arrived, found it much harder.
And how about socially?
I found it very hard to meet people down here, so I found it a lonely place from that point of view. But already from visits up to Harrogate, everybody seems a lot more friendly, which will make a big difference.
Lynsay looks as though she could run for the hills. We need to get her out of town and fast. But Phil, we've got a problem.
Harrogate has some of the prettiest estate agents' offices I've ever seen, but that doesn't mean they've got more for sale. Once you move here, you stay here. It's very popular, it's very expensive, and although the houses are big and beautiful, they don't have big gardens.
And that's just for starters. Johnny's plan is to continue working in the capital, so not only will he be flitting from the big smoke to the big apple, he'll also be miles away from Lynsay and the boys during the week.
So we need to find him a city base within easy reach of his Tower Bridge office.
It's time I got the measure of his requirements.
The 2 elements, the Harrogate house, the London flat, they are kind of on an even keel of importance, aren't they? Because they've both got to be solved in order for the plan to work.
Having the London flat is a prerequisite, so I think aim for a studio.
Have you ever seen any of these studios? Because I've seen quite a few of them.
I've seen 1 or 2, and they're pretty small.
They are pretty small. I'd find it a bit depressing, I have to say, if I was going to be there 3 nights a week away from my family.
I think the intention would be to kit it out like a really nice hotel room and, you know, use it like a hotel room.
Let's be honest, he's had plenty of inspiration for that.
Johnny and Lynsay are using the profits from the sale of their 4-bed Battersea home to fund this double-fronted dream.
They've got up to £550,000 for their Harrogate family home and a further £200,000 for the city crash pad, giving them a total relocation pot of £750,000.
But with so many layers to this house-hunting cake, I reckon it's going to take a while before we ever reach the icing stage.
How are you guys feeling about this move?
I'm excited about it, but just a bit anxious that we might not be able to get exactly what we want.
I'm not going to pretend it's easy, because central Harrogate itself is not a large area to be searching in.
The idea of being in the centre is to be able to go out and we can just walk home. because we've done the big sort of taxis everywhere in London, and we just want that.
You want to avoid that again.
Yeah.
And I think it's also about, a shift, because, here we can get anything 24/7. So if we move out of town, then it's a halfway house to having to get into the car for absolutely everything.
So in Harrogate, they're after a 4-bed period townhouse. Lynsay wants to be in the centre of town, close to all the shops and restaurants.
And Johnny wants a big garden for him and the boys to let off some steam.
In London, they're after a studio or 1-bed crash pad close to the centre that Johnny can deck out like a hotel room.
It's time I joined Kirstie in Harrogate. With such a long list of requirements, I reckon she'll need all the help she can get.
Well, actually, Phil, I've been having quite a nice time here on my own.
That's for me.
A moment on the lips, Kirstie. A lifetime on the hips.
How did it go?
Got some problems.
Mental or with the search?
Bit of both, I think.
Okay.
She is very lonely being a mum in London, so they're desperate to go.
Right. Okie doke. Well, from my point of view, it's all fine, apart from you don't get gardens in the centre of town.
We must get a garden with the house.
There are a lot of very big houses with, relatively speaking, very small gardens.
Well, Johnny's insisted that they have a decent garden, so we need to sort this out rapido.
No pressure, Spencer. Harrogate is the jewel in the North Yorkshire Crown, and property prices have risen by 85% in the last 5 years.
Johnny and Lynsay couldn't wait to get here. They've moved lock, stock and 2 little boys into a rented flat.
We've been working harder than ever to find that elusive pad with panache.
And we've got a cracking first contender.
Now,
We wanted to kind of rush you into this one because it's not on the open market yet. We came across it from one of the flyers that we dropped round shops and offices and that sort of thing.
Lovely looking house.
Yeah, fabulous.
Yeah.
this basically could mean that we spend the next 3 days enjoying the tea rooms and general tourist attractions of Harrogate. We could go in, have a look at this house, sew it up by lunchtime. No need to do any further work. We'd really appreciate it, actually, if you did go for this house.
It might just be possible here. We're bang in the centre of Harrogate, just perfect for Lynsay's couture cravings, and only a 10-minute walk to the train station for Johnny. At 55 grand under budget, this 3-storey townhouse has real wow factor, with 3 large double bedrooms and all the downstairs space they could ever wish for.
But it's time to get down to business and tackle Johnny's garden issue head-on. And as always,
I've got plans for this garden, and I'm going to be absolutely frank. That's the garage. Knock it down, put up a shelter, and then all of this grass. Yeah. So basically, you still have a parking area and a semi-garage. You integrate it into your garden. You don't damage the value of your house, and it's not a difficult thing to do.
Is this sufficient?
Yeah.
If we can get a patch of grass that's big enough for the boys to run around a bit,
Yeah.
then I think that's fine.
Johnny's making all the right noises, but Lynsay's keeping awfully quiet.
You're quite difficult to read.
I like it. It's the only thing that an issue with me is the size downstairs. It feels a bit small.
It's not a small house, but none of the rooms downstairs are a really big size.
Yeah.
But have a wander up, explore, because there's another couple of bedrooms and a bathroom up there.
I could be very at home in this house, Phil.
Yeah, so could I. Well, it's a cracking start, isn't it?
You don't think we're spoiling them by showing it to them too early?
Well, arguably, yes, we are, but we had to because of it's not on the market yet.
Yeah,
This will run out the door.
That's beautifully finished, but I think this is too small.
Yeah, and there's no playroom.
If there was a playroom, then we get all the toys in there, but we don't have a playroom in this house.
So you'd have to have some toys in here, yeah.
Right. So, good start.
I think we'd move in and think it was too small.
How about you, Johnny?
Well, I think the issue is there's no study area. Concern about the room at the top. I think 2 boys, we want to have rooms that are pretty much the same size.
OK, well, let's move on. Let's just see how it weighs up compared to the other things.
Yeah.
I think you can kiss goodbye to that afternoon of shopping, Kirstie. Looks like we've still got it all to do. The Davies gang have reached the end of their big city life cycle, but they've got a plan to suit both family and finances.
they want a home in the North Yorkshire town of Harrogate, where they can all live together.
As well as a crash pad in the capital for Johnny, who's going to continue his work in the city. Johnny and Lynsay are well aware of the desirability of this pricey patch of North Yorkshire, and that gardens in the centre of town are the holy grail.
We've already shown them one hot property that only got a lukewarm response. They want bigger and better. Don't we all?
Will this do?
Well, on the south side of town, so closer to your mother, still within 5 minutes walk of Hornbeam train station, so we think the commute would work, and you get a great big detached house.
I really don't want to live here.
But you want a big house with a big garden?
Yeah, but I don't want a house in suburbia.
It's not suburbia.
There she blows.
The point that you made as we left the last house absolutely clarified your dilemma and our dilemma. Let's face up to it and address it and really see whether you think that a house out in the sticks, 2 whole miles from the centre of the city, is as bad as you think it is. 2 whole miles. Please note, 2 whole miles.
For the 580 grand price tag, you get a lot of bang for your buck here, with 4 lovely bedrooms, 2 large reception rooms, and that huge garden Johnny's been dreaming of that we've been so struggling to find.
The distance from town is clearly worrying Lynsay. I've got to get to the bottom of why.
It's not supposed to be all about handbags and access to the shops.
This is what you've been missing out on.
Yep, well, this is the sort of garden that we want. Well, I want, anyway.
Is the garden that much more important to you, Johnny, than Lynsay?
I'm just concerned about not having the space to go out and kick a football around, because I know what boys are like and they're going to want to do that.
I think it's time I do some frank talking with Lynsay and check the order of their priorities.
Whilst I have a man-to-man with Johnny to figure out whether the green in this place is worth fighting for.
I think the garden's great. It's just the sort of thing I'm looking for.
But you do appreciate we couldn't replicate this garden in town.
Yeah, probably prepared to sacrifice the garden a bit for the town centre location. So, once again, Lynsay's right.
Well, Lynsay's the one that's going to be here on her own, isn't
Yeah.
she? And that was her stipulation,
Yeah.
whereas yours was to have a bigger garden. So we kind of need to find the right balance.
Yeah.
But I guess probably at the end of the day, Lynsay's going to get the lead vote.
I would have thought so.
Do you believe me when I say that every year garden size is going to become more important?
Yeah, I do believe that, but I just don't think we're ready for a house like this yet.
So in a way, the first house we saw in the centre of town, you'd grown out of, and this one you haven't grown into yet.
Yeah, I think so. You know, moving from central London to this is just too much of a jump.
You're sort of like Goldilocks. We've got one porridge that's too cold, one porridge that's too hot, and you're looking for the porridge in the middle at the right temperature.
That's right.
If she's Goldilocks, does that make you the big bad wolf?
No, Phil, it was Goldilocks and the 3 bears, and if you're not careful, I'll set them on you.
We had to try, didn't we? It is a nice house.
Well, the story of today's pretty darn clear. They want to be in the centre of Harrogate, and that's that.
So we need to find a property that will satisfy both Lynsay's thirst for city chic and Johnny's desire for the perfect patch.
And we've come right back into the heart of things.
Well, yesterday I accused her of being Goldilocks. I said we'd found the porridge that was too hot and the porridge that was too cold. I think, rather like Goldilocks, she might be quite fussy.
She had that look about her yesterday, didn't she?
She may be fussy, Kirstie, but our job is to find her a house. And we could come up smelling of roses with this one. We're a stone's throw from the centre of town and an easy 5-minute walk to the train station.
We've come to see this vast 5-bedroomed period townhouse spread out over 3 floors, so size certainly won't be an issue here. What's more, this is the biggest town centre garden we've found.
For £545,000, I think this place is awesome. But it needs work, and will they be willing to get their hands dirty?
Morning.
Morning.
We're back in the comfort zone.
I knew he was going to say that. You're a cliched old rogue. No. Anyway, we are back in your comfort zone.
Yep.
Are you feeling happier about that?
Yes, much happier.
Right. This house needs work, so you've got to put your vision goggles on and think what it could be. Do you think you're up for that?
Absolutely.
Right.
Definitely.
Okay. Let's get in there then.
Johnny, something you said to me at the end of yesterday was that because you were living in a rented place that you could extend the term of the tenancy, you were therefore more willing to take on work.
I think I'd be less inclined to take on a job if it needed plumbing, rewiring. But with something like this, it's cosmetic, it's let's get a skip in, let's take all the carpets out, let's just strip everything out and, get the decorators in.
Do you think you'd be up for supervising the day-to-day work?
I don't think I could be the supervisor. I think we'd have to have somebody.
I wouldn't be so quick to think you couldn't be able to do that work.
I think it's a time issue, really, with the boys.
Or just bung him in the backpack. He'd love it. He could have a little hard hat of his own.
Dust mask.
A little dust mask, and he'd be in there. Bob's your uncle.
Lynsay doesn't look at all convinced, but I'm pleased to say Johnny's a man after my own heart. His vision goggles are steaming up.
I can see a lot of potential here. It's a great size. This is great. Playroom with maybe access straight into the garden, which would be great for the boys.
You could never outgrow this. You've got ample space to have a really fantastic life. And miraculously, we're in the centre of town and there's a garden. Thank God.
Yeah, I know. It's got all the bits. I think I'd be ready to go for it.
So we've got Johnny's seal of approval, but it's time I check with the lady in charge. And for once, I don't mean Kirstie.
The house is on at 545,000. We think there's room within that to bring it down
OK.
quite some distance.
Yeah.
But you're still going to need to spend a fair whack on it.
Yeah, I think we need to sort of get more of an idea of how much we'd have to spend on it. The only thing at the back of my mind is not getting carried away and reducing the London budget.
Lynsay's definitely feeling the pinch. She may like this house, but she sure as hell won't be buying it without laying down some ground rules.
And it's got fantastic potential. It's just, I don't want to be the person speaking to the workmen, telling them what to do. I mean, I'd want a project manager in.
We wouldn't have been living here while it was being done.
No, I just want them in, do it as quick as possible, and then we move in.
OK.
I am jealous of women like Lynsay.
What?
She won't live in it unless it's completely finished to her taste. She doesn't have to supervise it, but she's allowed to have a huge amount of design input. She's getting absolutely
Lucky girl.
everything she wanted.
Do you think they'll buy it?
50-50. It's not worth a bet.
Soon find out. So, you two? What's it to be?
It's a strong maybe.
I think this has got enormous potential.
Huge potential.
Potential you'd be happy to explore? Subject to budget?
Yeah, subject to budget. If we could do it within budget, then I think it would be an amazing family home.
All of Lynsay's hopes and dreams are riding on the success of this move, so her trepidation is understandable. Blowing the budget on the family home at the expense of the London crash pad is not an option.
So we've got one last bite of the cherry, and I hope it's as sweet as it looks. We're sticking close to town with this marvellous 5-bed period house.
This house has stacks of period features and heaps of space, but it doesn't need nearly as much work as the last place. It's more like a lick of paint, and that should certainly appeal to Lynsay.
It came on the market a week ago at £545,000, and within 24 hours the vendors received an asking price offer that hasn't yet been accepted. So if Johnny and Lynsay are interested in the property, we could have a fight on our hands.
Lovely front drawing room, but this room is a real wow. And you know what's through there?
Kitchen.
What happens to that wall?
Comes down.
Yeah.
Comes down. So you'd have a lovely dining area here, play area up here, and you have a lovely big sunny kitchen across the back of the house.
What's your immediate impressions of the decorations of it?
From what I've seen so far, I like the other house better. I'm not walking in here with a wow factor at the moment. It's less work, I think, than the other house. But in a way, I'd rather have
I think once
more
you
work.
start, yeah.
Yeah.
Lynsay's being very sensible. Why pay a premium for someone else's cosmetic tastes when you can do it yourself just the way you want it?
Let's give them a break and a bit of space to assess this one on their own. It's in Lynsay's favourite area and a house she was desperate to see. I hope it's not a case of shattered dreams.
It's a nice sized room.
Yeah, very
Nice and
light.
Yeah.
I'm not keen about the view. I preferred the view out of the other one, I think.
I quite like the outlook across to the woods.
I'm not sure about being opposite the woods. And wood's a bit creepy. I can't see us in this house.
No, nor can I.
Now, we thought this house would be a very strong contender because you love the street.
Yeah.
It's got a nice layout. It's got the 5 bedrooms.
Yeah.
It's got a decent-sized garden. But it looks like we may have made the wrong call. It looks like you're not as keen on this house as the previous house.
We love the space, love the potential from the previous house.
And you've been educated.
Absolutely.
So we didn't get it wrong after all.
No, Phil, they've just graduated top of the class from Kirstie's School of House Buying.
If you educate people, they learn.
I think more by luck than judgment.
No, resent that by a great deal of...
I thought they were going to love it.
No, they listen to the lessons that we taught them.
Somebody listens to her.
I heard that.
We've been together too long.
You're telling me.
It's time I cleared off back to London to get ahead in the search for the city base.
I'm sticking in Harrogate to get some serious quotes for the work required to our front runner. It's this 5-bedroomed end of terrace bang in the centre of town, but committing to the purchase of this place could mean binding themselves to a lengthy and costly project. Will it be worth it?
So, sleepless night?
Yep, a little bit.
A bit worrying.
What are you worried about, Lynsay?
It's the scale of the works. It's a big project.
Yep, but no pain, no gain.
I want to go through all the possibilities of what they can do with the space in the house, but Lynsay's looking incredibly worried. So whilst Johnny meets up with the builder we've arranged, I think it's time for a girls' chat.
Is the work still worrying you?
It is always going to worry me, but it is a beautiful house. Coming back and seeing it again, I mean, it's a fantastic house, and I just keep thinking about the end result.
Can you focus on that enough to make it possible?
Hopefully. It's all going to come down to price, really.
You're dead right. Everything always comes down to price.
So Shane, what I'm looking to do here is to take out this wall here, close this door off. We'd also want to move this door over, 2 wash-hand basins here, take the French doors from the existing doorway here. We're thinking, you know, freestanding bath in the window.
Gosh, Johnny knows what he's talking about. Throughout this search, Lynsay's been holding back on me. I want to get to the heart of things. I know this move means the world to her, and it's not just about the house.
I mean, Harrogate's amazing. It's got all the shops you could ever want, but it's still quite old-fashioned in many ways.
Yeah, but that's part of the appeal. I mean, I fitted in really well, and in the short time that I've been here, I've actually met more people and more potential friends than I met in 10 years in London.
Really?
Yeah. People are just more friendly, and, you know, a town centre location is just perfect.
Would you be prepared to stretch a bit?
It's a great house, and if we can do it within budget, I think it could be absolutely amazing, and, you know, a family home for a long time to come, which is really what we're striving for.
Yeah. But in the short term, a bit of a pinch.
Yeah.
Lynsay's really fallen for this house, and no wonder. It's perfect for them. I think it's best I get out of the way whilst Johnny feeds back the figures.
What was the feedback on price?
Well, about 60,000 plus VAT, but he needs to take into consideration decoration as well.
So what are we talking total then?
Probably about 75, I would have thought.
We need to get Kirstie working on getting that price down.
As it stands, the building estimates could send this property 70 grand over budget, so I need to work out our game plan.
We agreed that we found the right house in Harrogate for the Davis family.
Yes.
Are you passionate about the location?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the house that you want to spend this Christmas in?
Ideally, yes.
That would be nice.
Right. The house is on £545,000.
Yep.
I think with a following wind, we can get it for 520.
Okay.
The question is, do we go in and offer 520 straight away, or do you go in at 510 with a view to being pushed to 520?
I'd be inclined to go a bit lower and try and get a deal.
Are you happy with that, Lynsay?
Yeah, I am happy with that. I'm happy to leave that side of things to Johnny.
And this is the house for you and your boys?
Yes.
So I'll give him a call. Dave, hi, it's Kirstie. We've been mulling this over quite a while now. The situation with the Davises is that they've exchanged, they complete in 2 weeks' time. They are already living up here in Harrogate in rented accommodation. So they're absolutely 100% able to proceed. So having said all that, they have shaved a bit off the asking price in their offer. So hold on to your chair. Yeah, okie doke. £510,000. Thanks, Dave. Okay, brilliant. Bye.
What do you say?
He said it's a good starting point.
But it turns out not good enough. The vendor rejects our offer and has headed us off at the pass by asking for 530 grand.
We're making a best and final offer of £525,000. And as the heavens open above us, we hope it's not a bad omen. We're on the edge of our seats in Harrogate. The vendor of Johnny and Lynsay's dream house has turned down our first offer. So we've made an absolute best and final offer of 525 grand. Still a whopping 20 grand under the asking price. Will it be enough to secure it?
Dave, what can I do for you this time? Fantastic. That is really great news. Thank you so much, Dave. OK, fantastic. Bye. It's off the market.
Fantastic.
Congratulations. You can do a cheers with a non-alcoholic drink, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, here is
Thank
to being in by
Cheers.
Christmas.
Cheers, thank you very
Although
much.
I do not want to tempt Providence, OK?
Mission accomplished.
Don't pop your cork just yet, Kirstie. Johnny still needs a crash pad for his stay in the working week. But we're searching in some of the priciest postcodes, not just in London, but the whole of the country.
There isn't one flat in this whole magazine that's under 200 grand.
It's all about supply and demand. With more and more people pouring into the capital, the market is being squeezed. Prices are rising and there's simply too much money chasing too few properties. I smell trouble.
As ever, Johnny's work schedule is erratic, and it's been 2 months since I last saw them. Now that I've managed to get his feet on the ground, it's time to pin them down and get the city flat.
So tell me, what's been going on in Harrogate?
Well, we've exchanged
Yeah.
and we complete.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We complete on the 17th. So,
It's all happened very quickly.
Very quickly indeed, yeah.
Well, Lynsay was the driving force about the move out of London and the settle in Harrogate. Johnny, I know you're leading the London search.
Yep.
I guess you'll be taking lead on this one.
Yep.
You haven't found any more money over the last few weeks, have you? 200 is the budget.
yeah.
200 is the budget, unfortunately.
I'm sure you appreciate any property under 200 grand within Zone 1 London is a big ask.
Yep.
So it's going to be a studio.
Yep. And I think that's fine. I'm expecting to be there 2 or 3 nights a week. It really is somewhere just to sleep, shower, and then run back into work the next morning.
I haven't had a great amount to see, as you can imagine, but I've definitely lined up the 3 best ones. So I think we should finish the coffee, make a start.
Okay.
First up, we're heading for the thriving borough of Islington, just over a mile from King's Cross Station, and a 20-minute bike ride to Johnny's office.
That's 2.5 miles if you'd rather hike than bike.
The flat's up there.
It's amazing that £195,000 will only buy you this first-floor studio flat.
And unbelievably, this place is a bargain.
However, with a bit of cosmetic upgrading, this has the potential to be the flash pad Johnny's been searching for.
It's an ex-local authority block. I know that wasn't top of the list, but it falls within budget, it's the right size, it's the right location.
Yep. Well, let's take a look.
What's running through your mind?
Not overly happy with what it looks like, but we'll see what it's like inside.
Okay. you don't look very inspired either of you.
It smells weird.
I think your flash pad just crashed and burned.
Hold up, Kirstie, don't write it off just yet. I don't think Johnny and Lynsay quite appreciate the realities of what their money will buy them in this expensive part of town, but I'm determined to get them up to speed.
Now, it's a studio flat, but it's got a separate kitchen, which they don't all have.
Yeah.
And this is living room stroke bedroom. This is what you get, OK?
Yep.
In a very good location for £195,000.
It's bigger than I thought.
It is a good size.
And that is because it's a local authority. You've got better square footage for your money. Johnny, you're the one that's going to be faced with this 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
Could you do it?
Difficult it's feeling like a no, but it's a good size, plenty of storage. You know, enough room for a desk if I need to work.
It's the right size, but it's just being ex-local authority, I think. I'm not sure I'd like to be visiting here that often. I don't like that entrance, and I'm not sure I'd feel 100% safe.
But since it's Johnny spending 3 nights a week here, it's not really Lynsay I should need to convince.
Well, Johnny seems to be coming round to the idea, but there's no way Lynsay's going to let him spend the money on this flat. I think it's absolutely spot on. But it's not up to her standards.
Oh, Phil, you of all people should know it's us girls who are the ones in charge.
Seen enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Lynsay doesn't look very impressed still.
I think it's a no for me.
Flat no. Out of consideration?
For the time being, yes.
Personally, I'd really recommend that you leave it in the melting pot, as it were. I know it's not the entrance that you had in your mind.
Yep. Well, let's see what else is see what else is out there.
Yeah.
You might have to get used to it.
Yep.
Come on.
So Johnny and Lynsay aren't bowled over by my first strike, but I'm going to take it on the chin.
That's the spirit, Phil, and if it's curb appeal thereafter, well, I reckon it's time we up the ante.
So I reckon this street should be more up your street.
Yep.
If you'll excuse the pun.
More like it.
We're in the borough of Westminster, just over a mile to King's Cross Station and around 5 miles to Johnny's office.
But living here is going to cost them. This place is on the market for a whopping £214,000. £14,000 over budget.
Johnny, you're the one that's going to be travelling to and from work and to and from Harrogate. Presumably this, as a location, works for you.
Yeah, the location's great. I mean, it's closer to the stations, close to the West End. Decent room to work, but I'm just concerned there's got to be a catch here somewhere.
Well, there's
always a catch.
There's always a catch, isn't there? Come on. Don't laugh. You wanted a hotel room, Johnny. This is kitted out. It's just very, very small.
Phil, they're speechless. I don't think either of them were prepared for the shock of something quite so small.
It's small, all right. A tiny 11'9" by 8'2". Less than a third of the size of the first flat we showed them.
Were you shocked, or was this kind of what you expected in the centre of town?
I wasn't quite expecting this small.
This is incredibly small.
Yeah.
This is broom-covered stuff, isn't it? OK, so there was a catch.
Well, there was always going to be a catch in this location, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I could do it for 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
But it is central, and you could move straight in. And all intents and purposes, it's over budget.
Yeah,
So
it is.
therein lies the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Something needs a bit of tweaking.
If this had about another 2 or 3 feet longer and wider, then
Yeah, but you know what I'm going to say? Because if it had another 2 or 3 foot,
It would be a lot more.
it'd be a lot more money.
yeah.
And then you wouldn't be able to afford it. So we are where we are, and we've got to work with what we need and what we've got.
Yeah.
It's a harsh reality, but we are in one of the top 10 most expensive boroughs of London. Staggeringly, the average price here is just under £400,000. Ouch. Back out onto a lovely quiet street in the centre of town.
Yep.
What more could you ask?
I know.
A bit more space.
Believe it or not, that is not the smallest flat that I saw. I saw plenty smaller.
It's amazing. I mean, you're basically buying a bedroom.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly well done, very cleverly thought out. Could move in straight away, could actually move in tomorrow.
Yeah.
The furniture budget would be greatly reduced.
Would you spend 200 grand on it, Lynsay?
I struggle with that. That's the bit I'm struggling with for such a small space.
But no, I wouldn't. That's definitely not dismissed.
Okay. Good.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah.
Happy and smiling?
Yeah.
Come on, then. I'm still smiling, because I know that I'm delivering exactly what they asked me to. I'm just glad I'm not faced with living in that 3 nights a week.
It could be arranged, you know.
Well, it's the last chance saloon, and if it's size that's the issue, it's time I stretched the boundaries. So obviously we've come that much further north, although, I mean, only Kentish Town, so it's still on the Northern Line. You've still got access to the office and to King's Cross pretty easily. The flat that we've come to see is up above this cafe.
Okay.
This first-floor studio flat is being renovated by the owner of the downstairs cafe. It's a few weeks from completion, and they'll be able to move straight in. With all they've got going on in Harrogate, that's got to be a bonus.
Moving an extra 2.5 miles out of town almost triples the floor area. What's more, this flat is $15,000 under budget. Having come up to Kentish Town, you get a little bit more for your money. This is still a studio flat, but it's got the bathroom down there, kitchen, room for a table, and this is the studio bedroom with what will be a wardrobe.
Okay.
You're getting the size that you hoped for. It will be finished, so you haven't got to worry about the work.
And
It's just a few steps
under budget.
further up on the tube, but you're saving yourself 15 grand off your maximum, unless if you paid the full ask. What's your first impressions?
Above a cafe. That was the first thing I thought. Well, I wasn't sure whether it was going to be suitable. Maybe noise, smells, but I know it closes at 5.
I really like it. I really like it.
And I thought Lynsay was the one that struggled with vision.
No, it's sold. Like, I think it's, the size-wise, it's so much better than the last one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it's significantly better appointed than where we have been in terms of its space and the dimensions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You've still got a separate bathroom with a bath in it. You won't get a shower in there, but... Job done?
It's for me, yeah. It's a no-brainer compared to what we've looked at for the rest of the day.
But of course, you're not the one that's going to be travelling to the office or from King's
No,
Cross.
so ultimately it's your choice.
Let's look at the bathroom, but yeah, and it's under budget. I mean, that's hugely appealing.
Have a look in the bathroom. I think it's a good demonstration of what happens when you step that much further out of what is central and prime London. This is job done. It's an ideal pied-à-terre. I hope they go for it.
What do you think?
Well, we'd have to change the bathroom to put a shower in, but I mean, it's still work in progress, so maybe you can speak to him.
It's 15,000 below budget.
Yeah.
And it's the best size.
It is the best size.
And layout.
Yeah.
You can survive with a bath, can't you, to start with? I really like it.
And if Lynsay likes it.
Okay.
Well, she's right. This flat's perfect for them. It's the right size, right location, and it's $15,000 under budget. Why wouldn't they go for it? Well, it's been a long day and we've travelled quite a bit of ground. Different opportunities. They all had strengths and weaknesses, but we knew that was going to be the case from the start.
Well, I think the first one is definitely out. The second one was incredibly small, probably impractical. So that brings us to number 3. I think the space is great.
For the price.
Yeah, the price is great.
Is very, very attractive.
You know, we're actually thinking that maybe we say to the guy, we'll give him an offer, and he leaves it as it is, and we'll finish it off.
Really?
That
We
way.
know somebody who we can trust to just leave to do it, and then we can do it exactly how we want it done. Rather
This
than
is
worry
Lynsay
about
not
work.
taking on a project in Harrogate, she's taking on 2 projects.
And, you know, I think that way, rather than say to him, you know, we want this wall down, that up, we want the bath out, the shower in, and running
And
the
having
risk.
to check up on it, that it's done how we want it.
So, you know, maybe that would appeal to him, I don't know.
You know, we can but try if you wanted to throw a low offer.
Yeah, I mean, we're thinking 175.
So we'll open negotiations and you'll finish the work.
Yeah.
And we'll gauge reaction, go from there.
Yeah.
Demi, it's Phil Spencer. I've got a proposal for you, and it's slightly from the left field. The flat fits much of their criteria and what they're looking to achieve. So they would like to have a go at buying it, but they would also like to have a go at finishing it. So they will pay $175,000. We could get the deal wrapped up very quickly. He could get his money quicker, they could get the flat finished in the way that they wish, and then, you know, it's fairly trouble-free. Thanks, Demi. Appreciate that. Cheers. Bye. He's going to ring the vendor straight away.
I've given it my best shot, but will my best be good enough to secure it?
Hi, Demi. Yeah, good. How'd you get on? Thanks a lot. Wait. Afraid not. He says his bottom price is 182 unfinished.
Okay.
And 185 finished. He wants to finish it, get it looking spick and span, and then he thinks he'll get 185 for it. My suggestion, get on the train, go back to Harrogate, have a think about it, think about your options. I'm sure there is more flexibility in the price than he's just told me.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure that you could buy that finished for 182. Sure. Whether you're prepared to do that, that's what you need to be thinking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry we couldn't put it together today.
Johnny and Lynsay take my advice and the weekend to think things over, and they've reached a verdict. This flat is without doubt the one for them, and they're determined to get it. So they raise their offer to £182,500 for the finished product. And guess what?
John David speaking.
Hi, it's Phil.
Hello, Phil. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. And I spoke to the agents. They are delighted to accept your offer.
Well, that's fantastic news. Thank you very much indeed.
Well done. Congratulations.
Well done, Phil. Phenomenal news. That's the city crash pad and the family home in the bag. Who'd have believed it?
And 2 weeks later, there's another rush of excitement. It's the moment the Davies gang have all been waiting for. Daddy's home, and they're ready to collect the keys to the mother of all houses.
It's their first foot through the door as a whole family, and I'm delighted to see they're jumping all over one another.
I'm really excited about the house. It's great, but, you know, there's quite a lot, I think, that we want to do before it's exactly as we want it. So the plan is to start the work straight away and then just get going. So as soon as we can find somebody, we'll get started.
Remember, the plan is to remain in a rented flat until the work on the house is complete. So the next few weeks are packed with organising builders and settling into new routines.
And I heard a rumour that it's time to start choosing interiors, so I could hardly refuse an offer to come back to Harrogate for a shop and a natter with Lynsay. So how's it been going with sort of coming home and living back in Yorkshire and all of that?
Absolutely love it.
Really?
So happy. Absolutely.
Oh, that's fantastic news.
Can't imagine going back to live in London and the lifestyle that we had. It's just been great here. And Bailey started school a couple of weeks ago and he loves it. And I've made so many nice friends.
And there are other mums and people to have lunch with and do stuff with.
Yeah, that's all I spend my time doing, really.
Oh,
lunches
how
and
nice.
teas, and it's just fabulous.
Oh, that's really good news. And so what about the London property?
Getting there slowly. We're ready to go, but we haven't exchanged yet. But we're hoping it's going to happen in the next couple of weeks.
And how's it going with Johnny being away?
Really good, yeah. We really look forward to seeing each other, and we just make the most of our weekends and time
have
together.
a nice time.
Yeah.
And you've been seeing a lot of your mum?
Yes, yeah, she's been coming over quite a lot and spending time with the boys and babysitting for us, which we didn't have in London either, so we've been going out with friends in the evening, which is quite new for us.
Who says London's the centre of the universe?
Yeah, exactly.
I say up Harrogate.
Yeah.
Wow, Lynsay is a completely new woman. If that's what living in Harrogate does for you, I'm tempted to move here myself.
And with a house like this to come home to, I might just join you.
Hello.
Hey!
How are you?
Very
See you.
Nice to see you.
Come in.
Wow. It's been almost 3 months since they got the keys, and this is definitely work in progress. But what I want to know is whether it's all been worth it. It is extraordinary to think that we were here in the summer. You know, Lynsay was really struggling with the concept of finding a house which was right for all 4 of you.
Yep.
And now it just seems to be just super cheerful.
Well, and it is, but the day we got the keys, we came in and she said, I don't like it. I don't want to, this is too much.
Oh my God.
And I was like, now you tell me, we just completed today.
Oh, no.
So I think she got a bit freaked out by the whole.
It is a big house. It's definitely a big house, but
And it's a big project. But we found some great local people,
Yeah.
and they've all been, great, really friendly, really accommodating and helpful. So there's a lot to do, but it'll be perfect. It'll be exactly what we want.
Has Lynsay made up her mind on the shoeless maid?
She hates it.
Because she said she hated it when
Yeah.
we first came.
Yeah. So, well, she did remember that you said that you were interested in it. So.
I give you 50 quid for it.
You're not getting off that lightly, Allsopp.
One wall,
Yep.
one hammer, and
Yep.
the shoeless maid is yours.
Fantastic, that is a very good swap. Okay, now I'm going to go for the top so the bricks don't fall back on me. Hope that's right.
You're not the only one.
Hate this kind of aggression release. What's she doing to my house? Aha! We did a deal.
Brought champagne.
We did a deal. If I take this wall down, I'm trying to get my helmet off. If I take this wall down, I get the shoeless maid.
Oh, thank goodness I got rid of that.
I thought it was a fair swap.
It's a very fair swap.
But
actually.
I'll break for a drink. There's no doubt about that. All that work, you can certainly build up a thirst. Well, I think here's to being brave. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank
My labours have been rewarded, and so will Johnny and Lynsay's. It's so nice to see new life being breathed into that lovely family house and to see them so ecstatically happy. A good property decision, a good family decision, a real happy ending.